Inside calorie deficit, how your body reacts. Ever wonder what really happens inside your body when you're in a calorie deficit? Spoiler alert, it's more complex than just eating less and losing weight. But don't worry, you don't need a degree in biology to get it. I'm here to break it down into 4 easy steps for you. You'll know exactly how your body reacts when you're in a calorie deficit. As always, this video is educational and does not constitute medical advice. Your body receives the signal. Step 1 on our fat-burning journey is all about getting your body to receive the signal that it's time to tap into those stored fat reserves for energy. Now, here's something important to understand right off the bat. Your body is constantly burning fat, even when you're not trying. But here's the catch. Burning fat and losing fat aren't exactly the same thing. Losing fat is all about the balance between how much fat you're burning versus how much you're storing. And believe it or not, your body is also storing fat throughout the day, even when you're in a calorie deficit. It's a bit of a tug-of-war between burning and storing fat. So the real trick to losing fat is making sure that your body is burning more fat than it's storing over time. To make this happen, you need to keep fat oxidation, basically the process of burning fat, at a higher rate than fat storage. This is where the calorie deficit comes into play. By creating a negative energy balance, where you're taking in fewer calories than your body needs, you're setting the stage for your body to start using fat for fuel. But this is just the beginning. In the next sections, we'll dive deeper into how your body actually breaks down fat and the key roles that hormones and enzymes play in this process. Stick around, because understanding these steps is going to give you the edge you need to really make your fat loss efforts count. Step 2. Be in a calorie deficit. Now, you might be wondering, is a calorie deficit the only way to lose fat? For most of us, the answer is yes. Without it, your body simply doesn't have a reason to dip into those fat reserves. How you create that calorie deficit is up to you. Whether you choose to eat less, move more, or a combination of both, the goal is the same: to ensure your body is burning more energy than it's taking in. And here's a little secret. Whether you cut carbs, reduce fats, or just eat smaller portions overall, as long as you're creating that deficit, the results will be the same. It's all about finding what works best for you and your lifestyle. But there's more to the story. Being in a calorie deficit also triggers some fascinating changes in your body's hormone levels, changes that can either help or hinder your fat loss efforts. For instance, when your body senses that it's not getting enough calories, your blood sugar levels drop, leading to a decrease in insulin. Why is this important? Because insulin is a key player in fat storage. When insulin levels are low, your body finds it easier to access and burn stored fat. Other hormones, like glucagon and adrenaline, also come into play, into the actual breakdown of fat cells. Glucagon is often thought of as insulin's opposite. While insulin is all about storing energy, whether it's directing glucose into your cells or helping with fat storage, glucagon is the hormone that tells your body, hey, we need to pull some energy out of storage. Let's talk about adrenaline, often referred to as the fight or flight hormone. Adrenaline is released by your adrenal glands in response to stress, but it's also a powerful player in fat loss. Understanding these hormonal shifts is crucial to mastering your fat loss journey. But don't worry, we'll dive deeper into that in the next chapter about hormones, so stay tuned. If you find this tip useful, check out the quiz below to discover the best personalized wellness solution for you in just 60 seconds. Within a minute, you'll know exactly what's right for your wellness. What are hormones? Before we dig deeper to explain what exactly happens in your body when you burn fat, let's first explain what hormones are. We hear about it all the time, but what is it exactly? What exactly are hormones? Think of them as your body's internal communication system. These chemical messengers travel through your bloodstream, sending instructions from one part of your body to another, telling your cells and organs what to do and when to do it. Whether it's regulating your metabolism, controlling your hunger, or even influencing your mood, hormones are the behind-the-scenes operators making sure everything runs smoothly, or at least, that's the goal. They can be your best allies, helping you burn fat more efficiently, or they can be your worst enemies, making it harder to shed those extra pounds. The trick is understanding how they work and how you can influence them to work in your favor. 1. Insulin, the storage hormone. Insulin is probably the most well-known hormone related to metabolism and fat storage. Its main job is to help your cells absorb glucose, sugar, from your bloodstream after you eat, providing energy to your body. But here's the catch. Insulin is also known as a storage hormone. When insulin levels are high, your body is more likely to store fat rather than burn it. This is why managing insulin levels is crucial when you're trying to lose weight. In a calorie deficit, your insulin levels generally drop, which is good news for fat loss because it signals your body to start tapping into stored fat for energy. But insulin isn't working alone. There are other hormones that play equally important roles in this process. 2. Leptin, the satiety hormone. Leptin is like your body's internal fuel gauge. It's produced by your fat cells and helps regulate your appetite by signaling to your brain when you've had enough to eat. Essentially, leptin helps you feel full and satisfied, so you don't overeat. However, in cases of obesity or chronic overeating, your body can become resistant to leptin, meaning you don't get that full signal as effectively. This can lead to overeating and difficulty losing weight. In a calorie deficit, your leptin levels can drop, which might make you feel hungrier than usual. But don't worry, we'll be diving deeper into how you can manage these hunger signals in a later chapter. 3. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone. On the flip side, we have ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone. Ghrelin is released primarily by your stomach and signals to your brain that it's time to eat. When you're in a calorie deficit, ghrelin levels can increase, making you feel hungrier. This is one of the reasons why staying in a calorie deficit can be challenging. Your body is literally telling you to eat more. But here's the good news. By understanding how ghrelin works, you can develop strategies to manage your hunger and stay on track with your weight loss goals. 4. Glucagon and adrenaline, the fat-burning team. We've touched on these two before, but it's worth revisiting. Glucagon and adrenaline are your fat-burning allies, especially when you're in a calorie deficit. Glucagon helps mobilize stored fat, making it available for energy, while adrenaline ramps up your metabolism, helping you burn more calories even at rest. Together, they play a critical role in ensuring your body uses fat as fuel. All these signals and hormones work together to kickstart lipolysis, the process that fuels your body's fat-burning furnace. Lipolysis is like a silent superhero, breaking down stored fat behind the scenes and turning it into energy. This process is the third crucial step in your fat-burning journey, and we'll dive deeper into it in the next chapter. Stay tuned, because understanding lipolysis is key to unlocking the full potential of your body's fat-burning abilities. By the way, if you find this tip useful, check out the quiz below to discover the best personalized wellness solution for you in just 60 seconds. Step 3. Lipolysis, the fat-burning breakthrough. Lipolysis is like a silent superhero that starts unleashing its fat-burning power. This is where the magic happens, but there's more to it than just burning fat. Let me tell you, lipolysis is like unlocking the vault that holds your body's energy reserves. Your fat cells, those little storage units tucked away in your body, are full of stored energy in the form of triglycerides. Think of triglycerides as the fuel your body has been saving for a rainy day, and now it's time to use it. When we burn fat, we're not actually losing fat cells. What we're really doing is emptying those fat cells of the stored energy inside. So, even though the cells themselves stay put, they shrink down as we drain them of their energy supply. This is where lipolysis takes center stage. How lipolysis works: breaking it down. During lipolysis, your body starts breaking down triglycerides, the stored fat, into smaller, usable components. It's basically splitting each triglyceride into glycerol and fatty acids. these fatty acids don't just float around aimlessly, they hitch a ride in your bloodstream thanks to a protein called albumin, which acts like a personal chauffeur for your fat. It delivers these fatty acids to your muscles, organs, and tissues that need extra fuel, especially during exercise or periods of low energy. What's next? So now, your body has released fatty acids into the bloodstream, but the journey doesn't stop here. The next step is fat oxidation. The moment those fatty acids are turned into usable energy, this is the part where we'll finally see the results of all this internal effort, and it's the last piece of the fat-burning puzzle. In the next part, we'll dive into fat oxidation and how your body transforms those fatty acids into the energy you need to power through your day and continue your fat loss journey. You don't want to miss this. By the way, if you find this tip useful, check out the quiz below to discover the best personalized wellness solution for you in just 60 seconds. Step 4. Fat oxidation, turning fat into energy. Now we've reached the grand finale of the fat-burning process, fat oxidation. This is where all your hard work starts to pay off and your body finally uses those stubborn fat stores for energy. It's like the last piece of the puzzle, and trust me, this step is key to transforming how your body reacts to a calorie deficit. Your body has broken down triglycerides and released fatty acids into the bloodstream. Now, those fatty acids are ready to be transformed into pure energy to fuel your every move. But how does that happen? Let's dive in. Once those fatty acids reach your cells, they're not quite ready to be used for energy just yet. Here's the catch. It needs to enter the mitochondria. If you remember from your high school biology class, mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells, where energy production takes place to actually ignite the fat-burning process. Inside the mitochondria, fat turns to fuel. Once inside the mitochondria, fat oxidation gets real. Those fatty acids are broken down through a series of metabolic processes, including the Krebs cycle. Yep, a little throwback to high school biology. This is where your body takes that fat and converts it into energy. What's amazing is that this energy fuels everything, whether you're crushing a workout, powering through your day, or even just breathing. But here's something surprising. When you burn fat, it doesn't just vanish into thin air. The byproducts of fat oxidation are carbon dioxide and water. The carbon dioxide is exhaled when you breathe, and the water, well, that leaves your body through sweat, urine, and even the moisture in your breath. So if you've ever wondered where the fat actually goes when you burn it, now you know. Next time you're sweating it out or taking deep breaths, remember, that's literally fat leaving your body. Fat loss, quite literally, goes out with a puff of breath or a drop of sweat. The key to long-term fat loss. Fat oxidation is where you truly begin to notice changes. But here's the kicker. Fat oxidation only happens efficiently if you stay consistent with your calorie deficit. This is why it's so important to keep the momentum going. Everything, your food choices, your activity levels, and even how your body responds to insulin, works together to make sure fat oxidation keeps firing on all cylinders. Check out this next video about calorie deficit and wellness, and we'll see you there. Also, make sure to check out that link in the description for our best recommendations when it comes to calorie deficit and wellness.